Welcome to another video with the brand new Sony Xperia Go smartphone here in a short unboxing. It costs only 120 bucks. So this is quite a good device for your cheap entry Android phone. And as you can see here on the back, we have here on the bottom a dual-core processor with 1 GHz, a 3.5-inch display, 5 megapixel camera, 720p video, and it's also waterproof or splash-proof actually, and dust-proof, as you were able to see also here on the outside on the pictures. As you can see, otherwise there's not much else to see except for on the bottom it says this model is called ST27i. So once you open up the box, you will see you have your device right there, but we will check out first other contents also, like for example here we have the standard Sony charger, which has 850 milliamps output. Then we have here on the bottom a few things like for example SAR information. Then be aware that the installed software is not by Sony and varies from country to country, and we also have a startup guide which helps you guide you through your first use of this brand new Sony Xperia Go, and it helps you also tell you where the SIM card slot and everything else is found, but you'll be able to see that also in my video. Otherwise we have here a standard micro USB cable by Sony, nothing special, so you can see it here. 1.2 meters I guess, so this is not the longest cable that Sony provides, but otherwise this is totally okay. So micro USB cable, and then we have nothing else actually here inside the box. It's all flat and empty and boring, I think. Or is there more? Oh, I see something more. I can feel it. So yes, there's headphones. So we have not in-ear headphones but standard headphones here, which have one button for answering your call, and there's also a microphone right here. So this is the cheaper kind Sony smart headset here that is inside the box, but it's completely okay, and I guess it's okay also for listening to your radio and other music. So let me put this away, and then we have a few other devices here in the back. As you can see, we have an S3 HTC Desire V, and also the Sony Xperia Solar here for comparison in terms of size. So the device itself, as you can see, we have a finished complete front here, which doesn't have any edges on the bottom. It says Xperia, and there's also the microphone right there, and it feels a little bit like you would hold what you call it, a stone here with this device. So it's rubberish but kind of cold rubber, so it's quite interesting. I actually kind of love it also because I've never felt this kind on a smartphone before. Then we have the speaker right here on the bottom, also on this phone, and also flash and camera, which is of course quite good, and the microphone, so if somebody is recording the person on the other side of the camera, of course you can be heard clearly and loudly. So we have volume control rocker here on the side, then also a micro USB here behind the little flap. Flap is important because, as I said, this is splash proof, this phone, so you need actually here the flap to even protect your phone a little bit more. So now you see everything a little bit sharper, I hope. And then on the bottom, this is the spot where you will open up the bag. But first, let's see what else we have. On the bottom, there's nothing. And on the other side, you can actually find here also a headset port. So let's open that up. And then you will see that behind this little flap, there's also again here your little headset port, which is not perfectly built, because actually this flap, I think it will fall off after 1 year or 2 maybe, because this is just, well, it's built good on here, but otherwise it's always open, of course, when you will use your headset. So I don't know how stable that will stay, especially in the terms of waterproofency. Otherwise, on the top we have the on and off switch, and there is nothing else. Everything on the front is actually only touch. So let's open up the back. It's not that hard. So you can see here the battery is built in. You cannot change your battery, but you can change, of course, the SIM card by pulling this out and putting in the SIM with full size in here. Otherwise, you have, of course, a micro SD slot also, which is right there. It has waterproof fancy also, so you have to take off again here this little flap like before. Let me see, like that, and then you can put your micro SD right in there inside that little gap. So nothing special, micro SD card reader and standard SIM card reader, and of course we have here again our headset port, and on the other side this was the volume rocker actually. That's why we have a little bit of rubber proofancy around there. I know that's not a word, but I just kind of love it. So don't worry, let's put this back together. And then we have the on switch, and we have Android 2. Actually, I think it's even 4.0. Let's check it out. About phone. No, that's actually Android 2.3.7. I think there will be an update because it should be updatable since it's the same hardware in here as in a Sony Xperia Array, but with a bigger screen. So as you can see, this is quite fast on here, and you have also the option to turn everything on and off. Also, so you can, for example, turn off your data right away here by Sony. So that's what I kind of love about Sony. They have a lot of widgets that are really thought through in this operating system, and since there is no folder option in Android 2.3, they added the folder option, so that's also quite nice. Now before I go to the end of the review, let's just write a quick text so we can see how the keyboard works. So you can see here we can use the keyboard like this. Okay, I was a little bit here bad with typing, and you can of course flip the keyboard also, and you can just see that's really fast. So I love it, and let's continue typing Tech Focus. So this is actually really fast, and you have at no point the feeling that it would lag. So it's kind of like with an Apple device. But otherwise, let's check out the camera, because the screen is not perfect actually from the sides. The colors just go bonkers. So let's go to camera. There is no front camera, only a back camera, and you can see here it's fast enough and good enough for snapshots, I would guess. So let me just do one of these titties here. Okay, so it's not the fastest, but otherwise completely okay. So we can of course zoom in, zoom out, and that's fast enough. So one last thing is, of course, let's do a quick size comparison. We have the Sony Xperia Solar right here, which has a little bit bigger screen, but you can see here the design is kind of the same. Of course, this is the brand new Sony look. A lot of people hate it, but some like it. I love the hardware actually by Sony because it's almost impossible to break. Otherwise, here Sony Xperia go against the Samsung Galaxy S3. Of course, this is not fair. The S3 cost 4 or 5 times the price. And then I have also here an HTC Desire V, which is a dual SIM 4-inch smartphone, which costs double the price. So you can see that the Sony hardware is just beautifully built. It's perfect, and this is one of my favorite phones. So for $130 you should really think about getting this one, because this is quite a perfect phone for indoor, outdoor. And one only bad thing I could say about this phone is the screen from the side, but otherwise from the front it's totally okay, even though the colors are not as perfect as maybe on an AMOLED screen. So till next time, please tune in again. My name is Balázs Gál. The full review of this Sony Xperia Go is coming up soon. Till next time, please tune in again. This was Devil TV.